Hey guys, my name is Ramsankar and I am a UI/UX designer at Bridge Global, and today we will be talking about what design thinking is and how is it important. So let's go to the topic. So when you think about design, what comes to our mind is all those colors and fonts and lines. But this is something which is entirely different, even though it has designing in the title. So this is actually a method to solve any problems we have, which is either it be technical or not. This is a methodology with which we can solve this problem from a user perspective or a human-centric way. So a solution-based approach to solving problems. It actually understands the human needs involved, reframe the problem in human-centric way, and create numerous ideas using brainstorming and all those different solution methods. And after that, create a hands-on approach for prototyping and testing. So this is the process we go through in design thinking. There are actually five different stages in design thinking. It is empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Let's go through all these five stages one by one. First one is empathize. This is where you gain an empathic understanding of the problem you are trying to solve and consult experts to find out more about the area of concerns, whether it be the users or it be experts who actually work with the field where the problem is happening. So we go to them and we talk to them and use user research and various methods and tools like questionnaires, interview, going and talking to them, and we try to empathize with the user to understand how the problem is affecting them and what can be the solution. So after we conduct observation to engage and empathize with the user, this can be taken to the next stage, which is defining the problem. So after empathizing, the next step, the second step is defining. To organize the information we have gathered during the empathize stage and create problem statement from that. And these problem statements should be human-centric. That is, it should not be based on what the product owner or the company thinks, but it should be something which actually address the issues the users are having, and must be done in a user-centric manner, and again not as per the wish of the company. This helps to collect ideas, establishing the features, function, and other elements, and to solve the problem at hand. So what we do is like we create problem statements from these ideas which we got after talking to the users. We define these problems and we try to choose which are the problems which we have to solve, because when you consider an issue in a global scale, there might be different aspects of that problem and different solutions to that. So we have to focus our priority on what should be actually solved. So this will help us to define that particular problem and how it can be solved. And then comes the third stage, which is ideate. So in the first stage we empathized with the users, and on the second stage we define what the problem statement is. Now we have to bring out the creative minds to form the ideas which will actually solve these problems, and we use different types of tools such as brainstorm, brainwrite, and even worst possible idea, where you will pitch out the silliest idea with which we can solve this problem. It's not about the quality of the idea, it's about the quantity and how we can, all those creative way in which we can solve the problem. And it even acts as an icebreaker. So sometimes the solution we are trying to find will come from the silliest idea. That can also happen. So we look at the problem from different perspectives, involve a bunch of creative and innovative minds, and try to ideate solutions for that. Generate as many ideas as possible to start the ideation and choose the best one to move forward with. Out of the ideas, all the silly and useful ideas which we have, try to get an idea which is more suitable or which actually solves our issue on hand at the very best. So that is the third stage where we create the ideas, and it is called ideate. Now let's go to the fourth step, which is prototyping. After we get the idea, we have to try to find a solution, try to convert that solution into in this stage prototype. We actually try to create the prototype for the ideas which we actually created or choose, so that we can build that without much expense and try to explore the problem in deep. So sometimes the solution which we are looking may not be implemented through that one particular solution we thought it is going to work, but if we are creating the actual product without thinking or without making the prototype, it will be really hard for us to go back and change, and it will be expensive. That's why we do this prototyping stage, and it can be done with different tools, even from the traditional pencil and paper, or big idea small idea method, or even with latest tool or digital tools like Figma. So produce inexpensive scaled down version of the product, and this prototype can be shared and tested with the team itself even before we try to send it to the outside. So this prototype can be tested inside the team so that we will know what is going to work and how hard it is going to be when it comes to implementation, and aim to identify the best possible solution for each problems. The team will have a better idea of the product limitations and the problems which we are going to face even before going to that particular problem in an actual product. So that is the prototype stage, and after that the next stage is testing. When we come to testing, there are few different methods or few different methodologies which we can use, including user testing and A/B testing. But the thing is, like, whether it's a prototype or a minimum viable product or a complete product, testing has to be done with real or a set of audience or who are the actual users. After that, we will be able to understand what or how this problem is actually solving the user issue. Whether we are trying to solve it or test it inside the team, there will be limitations of how this problem will actually work on a problem environment. But after testing with the users, we will be able to know that how good our solution is, and before going to a larger audience, we can test it with the beta audience to see if it's going to work or not, so that we can always go back to other stages in this principle, because design thinking is not a linear process. We can go back to previous stages and try to figure out which is the right solution for, or how the right solution is going to work in an actual problem environment. These are the 5 stages, and it's not a linear process. So as you can see, we can either go from empathize state to ideate state, and from there we can go to the prototype and testing. We can always come back to the previous states. Like when we are doing the prototype, we will figure out that the solution we thought we are going to, which is going to work, may not be the right solution. Or when we are going to the ideate stage, we will realize that the problem which we define may not actually be the actual problem which we have to solve. So we can go back to the define state and try to write down another problem statement, or even we can go back when we realize that there is some other problem which we have to solve along with solving this one particular problem. So in this stage, it's like a loop, or it can go back. And once all the 5 states are done, it is not actually done. Like once the testing is done, it will go again in another cycle, because there will be even more issues which we can solve while working on this product. So it can actually even work as a loop as well. So it's not a linear process. And why is it important? Design thinking is different from other ideation process because it's a solution based and human centric rather than a problem based. So what happens is, like, when a product owner says that I am going to solve this problem, he might not actually know whether this problem is something which need to be solved, or whether there are other problems or other solutions for this particular problem, or is this going to be something which the user want? Is the solution is something that is in need of the users? So once we do this, we will have a correct idea of what the user need, so that we can pinpoint and solve that particular issue, which will make our product a really good one, which solve the user issues. So this is how design thinking work, and this is how important this is when it comes to a problem solving. So this is the topic, and I hope you get an idea of what design thinking is. And if you want, you can go and do some more research, because all these steps has different tools and setups which can be used to bring out the greatest solution for your problem. So that's it. I'm Ramsankar leaving. So bye.